Hello beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane, and I'm going to be doing another couple of beautiful readings for you today. Thank you to everybody who has joined the memberships, who have joined the website, who's given donations, who's bought decks from affiliate links, anybody who's who's come here to watch the videos consistently. You've been such a great and wonderful support to me, and I want to thank you very, very much. I'm going to begin with Lighten Your Load, and the Wealth card, which is the Ace of Pentacles, for me is like planting the seed. The important part of this message today, what I feel is being conveyed as the spiritual guidance, is that when you see things in a different way, things become easier. I know it's oversimplified and just saying that in a sentence, but it really is. When you see things in a different light, as in not such a burden, even if you see burdens, but not as the burden that they are, more as something that, you know, needs to be dealt with, or something that needs to be, that it just is, that you're living through, that you're learning through, that you're getting wisdom from, it becomes easier for you to live through it or experience it. So we're going to look at that, because the first card is Lighten Your Load, and that's what we're going to be looking at. So you see, this person has a beautiful light, holding a light in their hands, but they have the weight of the world on their back. I really feel that for some of you. I feel that a lot of you have been feeling this way, okay? Probably at various times of your life, but definitely feeling that awful burden of just almost like never catching a break, right? So let's see here. The magical guidance with this card is, you have the choice and power to remove yourself from a stressful situation or simply take it in stride. Stress is completely voluntary and something we allow ourselves to feel, even if it may not seem to be the case as you face the responsibility that your life demands. Give your exhausted and tortured mind a break as you start to see things with a brighter outlook. Lighten your load and allow laughter to break you free from your self-imposed prison cell. It's the only way to strengthen your immune system and inspire hope while protecting you from the damaging effects that stress has dealt you. All right, so this right away makes me think of, if you remember, there is a video called Changing the Room in Your Mind. And in some of those tricks are sometimes, if you have something that you're stuck in, a stressful situation, such as you keep repeating to yourself, I'm afraid, I'm afraid, I'm afraid. There's one trick that they say, and it's because they mention laughter. All of a sudden, when you feel yourself getting stuck in that loop of, oh, you know, I don't want to go to the doctors. I'm afraid of it. I don't know. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the doctor. This is an irrational fear that just keeps you gripped in anxiety. It's not that there's anything there. It's just a possibility that there's something there. And then you lead yourself down the garden path. And this is just one anxiety. It could be different things. It could be I'm anxious about something at work. Anything, okay? One of the tricks that I give you is something like, myself, instead of going, I'm afraid, I'm afraid, I'm afraid, suddenly they say to replace it with a word that is completely ridiculous, that it will snap you almost instantaneously out of this pattern. So instead of saying I'm afraid, I'm going to say I'm a braid. And that makes no sense at all. But for a second, you're thinking, braid, I'm a braid, I'm a braid, you know, braiding hair. And I start laughing. And that makes no sense. But sometimes it's just enough for a moment of going, that's just ridiculous. Enough to break you away from that repetitive thought. Okay? So you can do it with anything. So this is something from that video that you can get access to if you join. And, okay, So lighten your load, Pisces. Lighten your load. Take the time to just let it go. I'm going to take from the Oracle cards. Ooh, and right away they came out. Rock bottom and spark. Okay, so right away both of these tell the same thing. When you do hit rock bottom, oh, and I'm hearing this, yeah. I've said this before. Plus there's the 10 cycles, the Wheel of Fortune. The other thing is that I used to, one of my favorite songs is Gnarls Barkley, Crazy. And there's part of that song, it says, I remember when I lost my mind or something. There's something so calming about that place. Even your feelings have an echo in so much space. Something like that. And I thought to myself, that's right. When you hit rock bottom, you're by yourself there. You're all alone. It's almost like you go on an overload of something that it's like dropping everything. It's like suddenly you don't just take away some of the burden, you drop everything. It's like the space becomes vast. And you suddenly have all that room to breathe and to think and to feel. And that is when the spark, this is what this is, that we're going to talk about this afternoon. That seed of opportunity comes in. That Ace of Wands, that Ace of Pentacles, that Ace of Cups. Okay? That's when that comes in and gives you a chance at getting what you want. And this card always hits me in a very peculiar way because it almost looks like the arrow or the violin, I don't know, the bow. The bow, okay, has blood on it. Almost like, you know, it's been damaged so much. It's almost like you're wounded, okay? Rock bottom, wounded. That's when the spark comes. And sometimes we wonder why everything goes so bad before it starts getting better. But it's because you need to reach that moment of completely unloading everything before you can have that moment of, wow. That moment of, okay, now I have to change the way I think of things if I'm ever going to get myself out of this hole. Okay? I have to change the way I see things. I have to understand how things work. Okay. So let's see here. Love always supports you and aligns you with your true purpose. This is like the Lover's card, the harmony. We like to really bog ourselves down with so many things, so many challenges, so many burdens, when the only thing that truly matters in the end is love, you guys. It's caring for each other. That's the only thing that really stands the test of time. Gaia, connect to the pulse of Mother Earth. She will guide you through this time of change. Nature has a way of showing you the simplicity of things as well, not just love. See how she effortlessly, and I'm talking about nature, resides and lives within her environment without any help. She kind of just does it. And everything helps each other. In other words, there's no one set thing. It's all things that intertwine with each other. Okay? The birds help pollinate the trees, and the mushrooms help connect the underground and the roots. And you just keep going. And the animals do their part, etc., etc. But nature has very much a way of just being, of connecting to each other. And that's not stressful at all. That's not burdensome at all. It just simply is. So it's a great way to start. That's why I say if you have anxiety of any kind, if you're feeling burden, go to nature, take a walk. Okay? Okay. Advancement. A strong energy is propelling you forward. Follow the stirrings of your heart. So again, putting in, I think, believing at least that everything happens for a reason. Every single thing happens for a reason. Even when your load is heavy, it's for you to lighten it. It's for you to hit rock bottom. It's for you to get the idea of doing something better. Eight of Pentacles. Working hard. Let me see here. Cards are turning all over the place. Nope. Okay. Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's less about working hard and more about a balance. Everything is about rebalancing where you're going, what you're doing. Knight of Wands. This is where it's saying meet up to challenge. Meet up to the challenge. Okay? You have the magic to do it. The clarity, the Ace of Swords. And the Seven of Cups. We had the Seven of Cups yesterday, but in reverse, and today we're getting it. We're getting it upright. So it's less about working hard and more about striking that balance that makes you willing to meet up with these challenges. Makes you happy to meet up with these challenges. There's nothing unhappy about this card. It's like I said, you're willing to meet up with the wisdom of what you're learning instead of always going, oh, what? And I feel that that brings in so many more choices, so many more things to explore for you. It opens the doors instead of closing them off. So this is all about showing you what to do if you get overburdened and you do hit rock bottom and you just can't do it anymore. Okay? Queen of Voices, Queen of Swords. Ten of Cups. Yeah. Happiness, blessings is less about hard work. It is hard work. There is hard work involved, but it's less about that because the card is in reverse. So it's saying like less about that kind of stuff and more about balancing what feels right within you. Because hard work is there's no lack thereof of hard work. We could spend 18 hours a day working. Okay, nothing stops us. But at one point you need to lift up your head and see what is working for you and what isn't. Is there a balance being struck, or is it causing an imbalance? When you're in balance, you have more access to being in tune with your higher self, to divine guidance, and they will provide a lot of the information that you need to meet up with these challenges. Okay? So to give you an example, they're showing me vitamin E. Okay? And I know it's going to sound strange, but I'm just going to throw it out there as an example of how being in tune you are. You end up with a burn from, such as I did there, from the stove. And if you didn't have the information or were closed off and just thought of the pain, ooh, the pain, ooh, the pain, ooh, the pain, it hurts, it hurts. My skin is burnt, it hurts, it hurts. There's a lack of balance there, and there is a sense of pain and hurt and no solution in sight. But when you look at it and say, okay, something in nature, something in life should provide some relief for it. Now we all know vitamin E does fantastic things for burns. Okay? So if you clean it off and you put vitamin E on it, you'll see that the burn ceases. And that you can carry on with your life while your body and the vitamin E help fight and heal the skin. So that is what I mean about being open to know, okay? A lot of the times, where do you get the vitamin E from? From books, from maybe a divine saying, I'm looking for a solution. You send it out to the universe. Does the universe has you look it up? Or has you, you have an aloe plant and you think maybe that will work. There's all kinds of things that you're open to because you're going solution instead of going ow, ow, problem. Because if you keep concentrating on the burn, of course you know it hurts. But if you concentrate on something else, and I know I'm doing a lot of health things this week, it's interesting. So you have the 8 and the Queen of Pentacles showing up. Nurture, not the blocks, nurture the solutions. Okay? Because we have the ability to do both. And then you have the Hierophant. Yeah. Again, in this card, it's very much about the higher power. Okay? Tapping into something more. Look at these beautiful cards. 10 of Cups, High Priestess, and the Hierophant on the second line, which I call the heart line for you. What's inside, from within. It's such a great, great combination. Because this, you embracing a solution, always looking for guidance on how to make your life easier and better. So that wisdom from, let's say, if you got a burn, next time you get a burn, you don't have to look for it. It becomes something that you know is very beneficial and works for you and can save you a lot of grief. Okay? So that is absolutely that kind of information that comes in. And Spirit works very much the same way. Giving and working solutions for you when you are asking for solutions and trying to gain wisdom. So you're meeting those obstacles with an open heart and an asking of, yes, I'm willing to get whatever I need to move forward here. Okay? And that brings in a lot of opportunities and more communication with the higher up. Okay? Two of Wands. The Fool in reverse. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so being tapped into all of this also helps you remove the delays and blocks that you've created. It also removes the false starts, or the non-starts. But these need to be applied. Okay? Because if they don't, then you have very little progress and you get stuck on details a lot. So at the heart of you is getting in touch with your inner self. When you lighten the load, you leave room to plant new things and to grow new things. Okay? And that could be by just like overload and that's enough, and now you need a different way of doing things. Hitting rock bottom gives you the spark of the idea. And as soon as you open up to the idea, you're opening up the solutions. When you open up the solutions, you tap into a part of you that is so much better than before. The delays clear away, and you're left to begin. You can trust more of the universe. You trust yourself, you trust your higher self, you trust divine intervention, you trust all of that to help you start moving forward and not getting stuck so much in the muck. Okay, so you actually see progress. So absolutely, when you have all of these choices coming in because you are moving up to the obstacle, you have the Hierophant here coming in and saying, okay, I'm tuned in, I'm tapped on, I'm tapped in, I'm tuned in, and now I'm able to move this non-start, and it's almost as this false start, I want to keep saying, into something more, something that's not just a beginning without really knowing. You have a lot of ace energy here, but you have to get past the Fool to get there. Okay? So again, it's don't get stuck in the details. At the heart of you, you know that it's not about how much work you do. It's about the balance and how blessed you feel inside. That's the only thing that's going to remove the delays for you so that you can make real progress. All right, my beautiful Pisces. That's it for this one. So spiritual guidance, I feel, is a bit about a few different things in this reading anyway. And I hope that you got something from it. I'm going to leave you with this. I'm sending you love, light, and blessings. Take good care of yourself. Bye for now.